It's now 3 defeats in Serie A for Juventus this season. Gab, they didn't look that good against Verona, but then they've been up and down for a while, haven't they?
Yeah, and we talk about it. We talk about how performances matter, right?
Yeah.
And then you get people saying, oh, no, it's Juve, it's just about results. Well, the problem is this whole notion that, Juve, they don't need to play well to win and stuff. That might have been true under Allegri, and it's true part of the time because they have outstanding individuals who win games single-handedly. But this isn't Allegri's Juve anymore, and as somebody pointed out, it's not yet Sarri's Juve in the sense that this isn't the football he wants to play.
Yeah, that's the debate we've been having.
They in this game, they took the lead through Cristiano, they hit the woodwork, everything's looking fine. And then Verona blitzed them in the last 15 minutes. They scored twice. Verona, by the way, who are, I think they're up to like 7th in the table. They're on a really, really good run. It's pretty 6th even in the table. I'm being corrected by our spot-on producer, Freddie. People will go and search for the psychology in this game. They'll blame individuals. Certainly Miralem Pjanic was terrible. Yeah. Bentancur, not good. But you have to pick a path. You have to decide which team you're going to be. And they're still kind of stuck in the middle there.
Yeah.
Like I said, this has been coming. They lost the expected goals and everything. But they lost the expected goals battle in 3 of the last 6 games. I think they played really well against Roma in the Coppa Italia. Maybe that's the only time in the past month.
Yeah.
And performances matter. Real Madrid go a goal down, but storm back to beat up Osasuna 4-1. Bale in the lineup, but it's Isco who steals the show. Jules, something tells me he's your kind of player.
I love Isco, and this goal is so sweet. It's a volley, if you haven't seen it. The ball comes from the right-hand side, and he just hits it so sweetly. And he was good, and I think, again, Zidane, and it's not just that we praise Zidane all the time, but he deserves some credit for finding the answer with Isco, because Isco's problem, he hasn't played much, but at times he played and been inconsistent, and it's another good performance from him this weekend, I thought, and
bouncing back after
exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it could be better because he could be even more consistent. He's got that much talent that sometimes you feel like, why don't you use it a bit more? But he's still a wonderful player, and I think in the next 4 months, towards the end of the season, he's going to be a huge asset for Zidane and Madrid, whether he starts or not, whether he comes off the bench, whether you have him there, whether you play him wide as a winger or more centrally, whatever. He's that versatile that he's just, I think, so good to have in your team.
I just want to see what he does when the little Belgian comes back.
Yeah, let's see.
Now, Erling Haaland failed to score for the first time since joining Borussia Dortmund when they played Bayer Leverkusen on Saturday. He also played 90 minutes for the first time. Jules, they lost 4-3, and I cannot figure if this game was just a messy car crash of ineptness or if it was wildly entertaining.
I thought it was both. And for Erling Haaland, he had played in midweek as well in the German Cup where they lost to Werder Bremen, so his 2 defeats in a row now, and Lucien Favre himself admitting after the game on Saturday against Leverkusen that he never had a team with so many flaws and that he was trying his best to sort it out, especially defensively, because they've conceded, I think, 33 goals already, which is quite crazy in the Bundesliga. And
thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yeah,
we need to concede fewer goals. I'm like,
I know,
really?
No, but for
Merci, Lucien.
I know, but your own manager saying like, do you know what? I've never had a team with so many problems. This is not good, right? This is not good.
No, it's not good. But you know
good.
what? He doesn't have bad defenders. Akanji has played badly for a while, but he's not a bad defender.
No.
Mats Hummels, with the right people around him, brings leadership and whatever. I mean, this is just putrid.
But choose between the back 4 and the back 3 because he keeps changing and tweaking and switching and it's just like, I mean, I'm happy because PSG played them in 7 days, so it's as much mess as they can have and chaos, good for us.
That first goal on the counterattack. When Kevin Follen, by the way, we're talking about here, right?
A great season, though. 2 goals he scored.
Whatever.
Yeah,
He's still Kevin Follen. And Hummels and Akanji are both tracking him, and you figure, if you just show a little more effort and you slide in the path of his shot, you will block it, and you don't need to foul him. And if you do foul him, he's outside the box. It doesn't matter.
But I thought it was too easy on that goal, especially from Leverkusen, to beat the press. the Dortmund press. It was
Everything
too
was easy for him.
Too easy.
Did you see how Marcotti was for the second goal?
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
don't even go there with the third goal.
Oh man, it was literally like open door crazy.
But why?
I don't know, because I
Lucien
think
Favre wasn't like this in his first season at Gladbach.
No,
I didn't follow when he was at Nice, but presumably his teams had the right balance and
I
organization.
know, but if you play Julien Brandt and Jadon Sancho and Hazard and Haaland together, I mean, there's a point
then
where
what?
your team.
Then Hummels has to be out of position.
No. But there's a point where your team will be unbalanced, right? This is the debate we're having with PSG as well. This is the debate we're having with Dortmund. This is a team that is very unbalanced. Right, where that team's more. It's a team that thinks more about attacking than defending.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if you're unbalanced and you're more open, you will leave your defenders in more one-on-one situations. Right, that's part of the deal.
Right, but
you can prepare them for it, right?
Yeah, but you need this.
It doesn't mean you leave people entirely unmarked.
No, that's right. But you can't also leave your defense, whether it's a back three or back four, so much exposed. I mean, Witsel is not a holding midfielder. Emre Can is certainly not a holding midfielder.
Well, he can be.
He's not. Well, it's like Sami Khedira then. When was the last time he was?
Well, Emre Can, it was his first game. He scored a very nice goal.
He scored a worldie. But that's not what you ask him to do, scoring worldies. Not in that team, certainly.
Now, I like to think that they would have won this game except for VAR and a decision that Giovanni Reina made, and we've praised him, and he's 17 years old. And it's exactly the sort of decision that, with experience, will presumably disappear from his game.
Yeah.
Now I'm blanking on who scored the goal, but essentially, they'd done it. Borussia Dortmund scored. There was a foul off the ball, which Reina committed in the build-up, and went to VAR. And even though he wasn't directly involved in the play, the referee disallowed it. The VAR disallowed it. The VAR actually, I think it was BB Steinhaus.
Yeah, BB Steinhaus, and it's Jadon Sancho who scored that goal.
I'm assuming we give him a pass for that. Youthful exuberance.
It is, and it was the right call to make because it was
correct.
Foul.
Yeah.
It was correct.
I hope he doesn't feel terrible about it and move on and learn.
Yes,
but that would have changed the game.
That would have changed the game, definitely. And you would think that Bayer Leverkusen would not have come back after that goal. Had that goal gone in.
By the way, after Gio came on for Brandt, who got terrible abuse from the Leverkusen fans, and I know I've pissed people off when I've said this, but there's a way to leave a club. And this applies whether you're Antoine Griezmann, whether you're Julien Brandt, whether you're Manuel Neuer, and there's a way not to leave a club. And, or Sol Campbell.
Oh, Sol Campbell.
If you want to go back through history.
Or Lewandowski. Yeah.
This is the reality. Don't take these people for granted and don't treat them for fools.
And then got injured as well and is going to miss a good few weeks, including the Champions League games coming up. So it was just a bad afternoon for Julien Brandt. You could.
But by the way, after Brandt came off, the front three, that Erling Haaland, who I think has just turned 20 or is around 20, was the oldest player in the front three when it was Haaland, Gio Reyna, and Jadon Sancho. It's absolutely nuts.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.